I'm Joshua Haufle, and I'm the chief mechanic here for DriveTanks.com here in Texas, Uvalde. And we're standing here with our Leopard 1A4 Dana Ray. This is one of the 5 Leopards that we have here on property, but this is the only A4 that we have. What's really cool about the Leopards is this was a Cold War tank that the Germans basically asked to start building. At the time, they were using M46s, M47s, a lot of American equipment, even including the M41 Walker that is sitting right next to it. But they believed that they could build something better than what they had at the time. And that's kind of where the Leopard project really kind of went towards, was being something better than what was already available. And so what you end up with is a 47-ton vehicle that can go about 35 to 40 miles an hour, powered by basically a Mercedes-Benz diesel engine. And they can jump, they can drift, and if need be, they could submerge themselves underwater. That was because if the Cold War suddenly went hot, the first idea was to blow all the bridges to slow the Russians down. So they needed a tank that was capable of dealing with that sort of environment. And what they'd do is they'd fit a big 55-gallon drum almost basically to the commander's cupola, and they could stack that as high as they wanted to. And then it would wade in. The exterior air intakes would close, and interior air intakes would open in the engine compartment, and it would breathe through that snorkel, and it could just drive along the bottom of the river and emerge on the other side, with the commander now something 20 feet up in the air by the time it got to the other side. So this vehicle came out of the Littlefield collection in California when it was being disassembled. So Littlefield spared no expense on its restoration. It's done so well to even the point that we believe that the gun breech in it was still good for operation. She was added to the collection as being the only Leopard 1 at the time. It was on the line for people to come and learn how to drive around our course. So this actually was one of our heavy hitters for a while between the Sherman and our very first vehicle, which was the BMP. But then once you added the Leopard, it kind of added a nice modern main battle tank. And we really like the Leopard 1 series here because it's extremely easy to drive. We can have kids almost as young as 10 years old learn how to drive this. Because if you've driven a golf cart, you've driven a Leopard 1. It's just a lot bigger. Basically, you have the steering tiller. You turn left to go left, right to go right. You have a gas pedal, a brake pedal, put it in forward, put it in neutral, put it in reverse, and that's about it. The only other thing that is involved is you can tell the transmission the max gear it is allowed to go to. So most of the time we keep people in second because they don't need to go 35 miles an hour on a vehicle that they've never driven. But it's perfect. We have a great course to show off the suspension. We drive through a riverbed, and you can see how the torsion bars take it. It goes off, it swan dives off a big hill. So you can see, just how agile and how maneuverable these pieces are. And you have to be impressed, in 1965 when they showed up. These truly were the biggest and baddest.